I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Storm Trackers. We are on with you now at 11alive.com, our 11alive.plus, and all of our streaming apps just to keep you posted on what we're watching right now with this line of storms that is moving in from the north and west. This is closing in on Atlanta. We have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect right now, and we have issued a weather impact alert as we are tracking these storms moving through right now. I'm getting some new updates in where we have these severe thunderstorm warnings that continue to move in, and new ones are being issued right now. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit tighter so you can see what we're watching here with this line of storms. You can see that line right now that's moving in. We've been watching these storms as they have been pushing in from the north and west, and these storms do have a history of some strong winds, heavy rain, and a lot of lightning. We're getting some sporadic reports of damage from some of these storms, especially back into Carroll County, where we have numerous trees down in Carroll County. We're also getting reports of some power outages there as well. The main threats with this system, as I mentioned, heavy rain, thunder and lightning, and also some strong damaging winds. So let me break down all of these severe thunderstorm warnings that we have right now. This is the latest one that was just issued. Well, first off, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 warnings that are in effect along that line. All of these are severe thunderstorm warnings. We do not have any tornado warnings with this. We did have a little bit of rotation with one of the storms down in Butts and Henry County a little bit earlier, but it was very brief and it was aloft. It wasn't anything that was an actual tornado, but that just kind of goes to show we really need to watch these storms as they move through our area and about to move into Atlanta. So I'm going to start with this one, the latest one that was just issued right here that does include the Atlanta area. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Cobb County, DeKalb County, Fulton County, and Gwinnett County. That is this polygon right here. This is going to be in effect until 8:45 tonight. And this yellow box that you see right here. Now, some of these warnings are overlapping each other. We have this one up here to the north that does include areas to the north of that. But this is the latest one that was just issued, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect through 8:45 for Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and also Gwinnett County. Now, back behind that, we have this warning that is in effect here. Let me take you to this one. This is, again, overlapping that warning that I showed you just a few moments ago here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that's actually going to be expiring a little bit sooner. This expires at 8:15 for Bartow, Cherokee, Cobb, and North Fulton. Really, the bulk of the heaviest rain with that warning has already pushed down into the other warning that I was telling you about. So I know it can be a little confusing looking at all these to see that we have overlapping warnings that are moving through right now. Here again is another warning that we're watching. This one is over to the west of Atlanta, and that is this polygon right here. This is a very large one that does include numerous counties. That's because of this line right here that's moving along I-20 right now with very heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. That's also pushing down to the south. So that warning is, let me show you here. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see here what we're watching for Carroll, Cobb, Douglas, and Haralson County. That's going to be in effect until 8:30 as that line continues to move on through, pushing down toward the south. So it's going to keep pushing into this direction, into the rest of South Fulton County, and then eventually getting through South Cobb, Douglas County, and then eventually into South Fulton from that part of the line here. And then as you continue moving on over to the west here, you'll see another warning. This one is in West Georgia right now. Let me check these other, I'm getting some alerts right here. I want to make sure nothing new is coming in. Yeah, I already showed you the one for Paulding, DeKalb, parts of Gwinnett and central Fulton County. So again, over in West Georgia, here's another one. I want to highlight that one for you so you can see who all is impacted by this one. This is over toward Carroll County. It includes Carroll and also Haralson County. It is in effect until 8:15. That is this polygon you see here as part of that part of the storm. And as you go back into Alabama, there is yet another one that we have in effect right now, and that is for Cleburne County until 7:15 Central, which is really 8:15 Eastern Daylight Time. So numerous warnings that are in effect right now with this line of storms that continues to move on through. It is pushing down toward the east. We have a lot of lightning in association with this too. I'll put this into motion and you can see how these storms have been holding together as they were coming into northwest Georgia. We at first started seeing some signs of weakening, hoping these storms would weaken a little bit more, but then they started ramping back up and they are holding together now as they continue to push into our area. So that's why we pulled the trigger and issued a weather impact alert that is in effect. You can see that cycling there at the corner of your screen where we have a weather impact alert in effect. And what that means is we're alerting you of weather impacts in our area. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect with these storms. They are closing in on the city of Atlanta right now. I want to show you what we're watching here. I'm going to plot or put up one of our tower cams and you can see what it looks like. This is the view that we have right now from Truist Park, and we're looking over toward the west here. Normally we can see a pretty sunset here, but we're not seeing that tonight because we have those clouds. These storms that are coming in from the west, we're about to see that rain come in over Truist Park here in just a little bit. I want to show you another tower cam that we have. This is our tower cam that's about to show up here up at Northside Hospital. This is pointing down on the city of Atlanta, and you can see the clouds that we have here over that area. And let me show you again the city of Atlanta. Well, let me show you Decatur here, which is over in DeKalb County where we have that other severe thunderstorm warning. This is our Decatur cam that shows you those storms that are moving through the city, pointing toward the city, also looking to the west. You can see those dark clouds there in association with that. And then here's how it looks in the city of Atlanta right now, where we still have clouds that are building in, but no active rain here over the downtown area. But that is all about to change as we have these storms moving through. Here is a look at what we're watching with this weather impact alert. Now, when we issue these alerts, we tell you when the storms are coming in, and that's from now until about 11 o'clock at night, as these are going to be feeding through our area. Now, the ones on the west side, they'll get through the West Metro sooner than 11 o'clock, and then in Atlanta it'll be sooner. But we're just talking about the progress through our viewing area. By 10 and 11, it's going to be well down to the south of us, but still moving out of our area. We also want to tell you the impacts that we're watching. The impacts are storms that are moving in, and the main impacts that we're watching with that are rain and wind. So you need to take any precautions to get out of that heavy rain. Take precautions from any of the wind. We're seeing some wind gusts of about 60 plus miles an hour with some of these. We have had some reports of small hail with some of these storms, but so far we're not getting any damage reports from that. We do have damage reports though for some wind that has been moving through the area that has caused some damage. I'm going to go back here and see if we have any no additional damage reports right now, but we do have the wind damage that I told you about just a few moments ago that is in parts of Carroll County with numerous trees down there. So this is the area of rain that we're watching. You can see that here with those storms. I want to show you a lightning count just out of this part of the storm right here, out of this line. I'll show you the amount of lightning that we have with just that part right there. And we have about 98 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. Earlier, that lightning count was higher. So I'm seeing some indications that we're seeing some slight weakening with this line of storms coming in. Now it's at 100 strikes for the past 15 minutes. On that note, though, I want to take you down to the south. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning. Well, they just issued a new one here that does include Upson County. Let me put that up here for you so you can see the areas that are in that. The counties included in that: Bibb County, Houston County, Peach County, and Upson County. So really the only county in our viewing area here for that warning is the southern part of Upson County. But I want to show you, remember just a moment ago, I plotted the lightning count out of that entire line that's moving into the metro area. Take a look at this lightning count. Just with this cluster of storms right here near Macon, we've got 330 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes with that. That is moving down to the south. That is moving away from us right now. So let me take you back up to the north so you can see these storms that we're watching here pushing into our area. Still some lightning with that. I want to take you to the velocity mode, and I just want to take take a quick look at this right now. Again, you can see on the top of the screen here, as I move down, you'll be able to see these severe thunderstorm warnings. One until 8:45 for Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett. The other one there, including Carroll, Douglas, Fulton, and Paulding, that's in effect until 8:30. I want to just kind of scan this. I am not seeing anything right now that looks particularly alarming with this, with any type of rotation. But of course, with systems like this, this is an outflow boundary from a more organized system that was up to the north earlier that is causing these storms to move on through. And at any time, we call these MCSs or mesoscale convective systems, all these little lines that are moving through. Sometimes they can produce some rotation, but we're not really seeing any of that out there right now. Let me look again at the data feed for this other warning. Okay, that's down to the south there. We talked about that one a little bit earlier. This warning here, that is for Carroll, Coweta, Fayette, and Fulton until 9 o'clock. So that's brand new. That one just came in right here and let me put you back to radar as well. That is for those areas here of Coweta County, also into parts of South Fulton County, Clayton County, and Fayette County, and I mentioned Fulton County there as well. We just heard thunder here over our station as these storms are about to move in. Okay, let me check these messages and make sure, yeah, we're all good right here. Okay, so with these warnings that are coming in. So along this I-85 corridor here south of the area going down into Coweta County, you've got a warning, but you're like, wait, what's the deal? It's not raining here yet. Well, it's on the way. That's these storms that are to the north right now that are about to push down into your area. That's going to be in effect until 9 o'clock tonight with these severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. So multiple warnings that we're watching right now as these storms continue to roll on through. Let me get another look at this lightning count really quick. Earlier it was right around 99 or 100. Right now we are at 124. So that's actually gone up a little bit. So as these are moving through the city and they're on the west side along I-20 and pushing south of I-20, lightning count ramping up just a little bit. So sometimes we see that number come down and then back up, and that just goes to show us that these storms are still pretty potent out there right now, and that is what is triggering these severe thunderstorm warnings that we have in effect. I'll put this into motion for you. And this is for the last hour. I'm going to put this to the last 2 hours, and we'll take that down. And you can see here those areas that we've been watching coming out of northwest Georgia. Again, as I mentioned, we're getting some reports of some trees down in the Carroll County area and some power outages. That's this line that's been moving through. Now, the Cleburne County warning over in Alabama, that just expired a few moments ago, so that's no longer in effect. Now the ones that we're watching, as you get into West Georgia here, this in Carroll County, northern parts of Coweta County, southern Fulton County, northern Fayette, and northern parts of Clayton County. That's the newest warning that was just issued as this line is about to move into your area. We have this one that is in effect for Carroll, parts of Paulding County, Douglas County, and parts of Cobb. And then this one for Cobb, North Fulton County, and North DeKalb County. All of those are going to be in effect till between 8:30, 8:45, and then the newest one is going to be in effect until 9 o'clock tonight with these strong storms that continue to push through the area right now. And again, these on the south side have a lot of lightning in association with them here, down near Macon and in Upson County. For our viewers down in Thomaston and in parts of Upson County, you've got a lot of lightning down there right now as these storms continue to roll on in and continue to push over to the west. I am going to, let me go back to these tower cams here. Here is a view, well, let me take you, so the airport is actually okay right now. We're not getting any rain at the airport, but you can see those clouds that are darkening. We also don't have any delays right now at the airport. However, let me show you these other cameras that we're watching here as these storms are coming in from the north and west. Clouds are getting a little bit thicker there in the Atlanta area. You can see those storms there. I know I'm kind of standing in front of the picture that I want to show you, but here is a look right now going back to Truist Park where those storms are coming in closer to Truist Park from Cobb County. Now, it's kind of interesting to see there as we're getting closer to sunset here. You can see some of that color on the horizon, but these clouds are darker over to the west, and that's about to push in to the Truist Park area. We also had our Decatur camera as well that was looking over toward the west. And look at that. That is looking from DeKalb County. We just saw a lightning flash there too. From DeKalb County, and there's more lightning that you're seeing, looking on the downtown and midtown area, that is that line of storms that is moving in to the Atlanta area right now. And we are seeing a lot of lightning in association with that. I also want to go back and show you our tower cam at Northside Hospital. Right, that's about to show up right here. All right, and now you can see as we're also looking down onto the downtown area, this is from the north side, there at north side at 285 and Georgia 400, looking southward toward the city, and we're about to see that wall of water push into the Atlanta area right now. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I wanna move this camera, if you don't mind here. I know you're kind of seeing that behind me here. I'm gonna move this camera, the north side camera. I want to push that over to the west a little bit more instead of to the south, and you can get a better view of those storms here. That's Georgia 400 going south right there. All right, so you can see these storms. I just kind of want to scan this. You're about to see that all move behind me here. You can see those storms. Oh wow, there's more lightning right over there that you're going to see here in just a second. I'm going to go back to that right now. You'll be seeing that update behind me here in just a moment from our north side tower cam. There we go. There's the movement of this as I just moved it here. Georgia 400 going south there inside the perimeter. And then you're about to see some lightning right here as we're going more to the west, trying to get over toward 285, and that's where we see the skies lightening up just a little bit more there as the sun again is about to go down, and you're about to see some of that lightning as it's going to come back here in just a second. This is kind of slowing up. Oh, I don't know why it just changed back to that though. All right, so let me go back to, oh, there we go. There's where I just ended up right there. It's kind of being a little sensitive here. Here's a look at our Rome camera. As we saw those storms roll through North Georgia just a little bit earlier in Rome, and now things are a little bit quieter in the Rome area in North Georgia. And you can see that, again, the color there on the horizon as the sun is getting ready to go back down. And we'll take you back to Decatur right here, again, as these storms are bearing down on the city of Atlanta, and you can see that wall of water that is about to move on in. So those are the areas we're watching. Let's come back here and take a look at this, and I'm going to put this back on what I'm monitoring with the National Weather Service. Again, that latest warning that we told you about for Fayette, Carroll, Heard, Coweta, South Fulton, and Clayton County in effect until 9 o'clock. So these are the three warnings still that we have, these three polygons. This one is going to be expiring here in just a moment, still including some heavier rain there in North Fulton County. But as you see this part of it here, getting down into South Cobb, that's still pretty active there in South Cobb. Also stretching down into Douglas County, southern parts of Paulding County, over into Carroll County, and again parts of South Fulton. And then this part right here down the I-85 corridor, once you get into Coweta County, that part of the storm is just moving into the polygon. Things are about to ramp up for you, and again a lot of lightning over there into Carroll County. So we're watching those very closely. Let me put this back into velocity mode. I just want to make sure, let me take off the lightning really quick. I just want to make sure I don't see anything really too crazy out of that. And I don't really see any rotation along with that as well. We'll widen out a little bit more and put this into motion. You can see those storms as they've been moving through. Hold on. Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, that I'm not getting any other alerts here that I need to know about. Okay, cool. So these are the main things that we're watching. Those storms, I want to take you, I want you to see this. I know this is, really Thomaston and Upson County, that's the only part of this storm right here that is in our viewing area, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning. But I want you just to look at all that lightning here. 239 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. Just a few minutes ago, it was over 300. So this storm still has a lot of lightning with it, but at least that number is coming down a little bit. And here is a look back toward Atlanta, again, as we see these storms moving through. I want to do another lightning count on that. Remember earlier, it was around 99 or 100 lightning strikes. Then it went up to 124. Now we're talking about 129. So still lightning counts between 100 and 130 with that line, which is showing us it's still holding together. It's not really decreasing quickly. A lot of times we watch those lightning counts come down quickly, showing us that those storms are weakening, but these are still holding together pretty well here as they are moving in and pushing closer here to the city of Atlanta. We're getting tighter right here. And there's these storms right now over Atlanta. Let me show you again our tower cam. I want to see what the Atlanta tower cam looks like right now, because that heavier rain from our Georgia Tech tower cam is about to show up right here. And you see those lightning flashes from our Decatur tower cam looking down on the city of Atlanta. Now here is our tower cam over the city of Atlanta. Clouds are darker. There are some raindrops coming down on the lens, but it looks like that rain's going to get a little bit heavier, and it is heavier on the south side of Atlanta with those showers, again, that have been prompting those severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, back to the radar. Let me show you our wind graphic again so you can see those areas that we're watching. Whenever we issue a weather impact alert, we want to tell you when the storms are moving through between now and 11 o'clock. But again, they've already cleared out of northwest Georgia. They're moving through the metro Atlanta area now. They'll be ending here before 11 o'clock, but then for you on the south side and southeast of us, it'll take a little while for those storms to move on through. And we're watching them. The impacts are storms moving in with heavy rain and also in thunder and lightning. So you need to take precautions from that rain and wind. It can be heavy at times. You need to watch for any rising water in any low-lying areas on any creeks and streams that we have out there, and any flood-prone areas where water can collect. Just watch for that water to rise. Never drive through a flooded road. You never know just how deep that is, or if the road could be washed out or damaged underneath, and you could have, of course, damage to your car there as well if you try to do that. So never drive through a flooded road. So here's a look at our forecast track. This is the high resolution rapid refresh graphic showing these storms, and this is pretty much in line with what we're watching right now as they're moving through. There you see it at 8:30, which is where we are right now, for that heavier rain that's pushing through Atlanta. You see that right there, so that's a pretty good progression there. And then by 10 o'clock, this continues to move down to the south, but it does show signs of weakening. That line, in fact, I'm going to go backwards here for you. Let me just start it all over again. So here we are from the 8 o'clock hour. Here we are right now at 8:30 with the storms moving through. This is a good representation from our models as to what we're seeing out there right now. But then continuing on through from 8:30 to 10, you see that weakens as it moves down to the south and east. Still those pockets of heavy rain, though, on the south side from Pike Lamar County, Spalding County, Henry County, on up to Rockdale and Newton County, but just not as strong as they are moving through now. And then during the day tomorrow, we'll see additional storms that could move in later in the day and into the evening hours. Again, additional waves of rain that continue to move on through. So we're going to be dealing with additional scattered showers here during the day tomorrow too. Here is another look. So they've taken out some counties. Let me get a closer look at this. It looks like they have cleared Cobb from that part of the polygon right here. So this is a little thinner right now. It's DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett. And really, it doesn't include all of the counties. It includes parts of North DeKalb. So it's really western Gwinnett right here, a little bit of North Fulton, North DeKalb, and then central Fulton. That's all that's left with this warning right here that is supposed to expire at 8:45. This warning, though, we have two other ones These are down to the south. All right, so one of those just expired. The one that was including Douglas County and Cobb here, most of the strong stuff is moved out. So that warning was set to expire at 8:30, and you saw that yellow polygon disappear. So that now is no longer in effect. So the main one we're watching right now is still this one in effect until 8:45, unless the Weather Service decides to cancel it. It looks like that cell in from North DeKalb into western Gwinnett, still heavy but doesn't look that strong. This part, though, here on the west side of Atlanta is still strong, so that part of the warning most likely will stay in effect for a little bit longer. And then this larger polygon that includes multiple counties, I'll put that up there for you so you can see, where this warning is in effect until 9 o'clock for Clayton, Coweta, Fayette, and Fulton. All right. It also includes southern parts of Carroll. There you see Coweta right here, South Fulton County, northern parts of Fayette County, a little bit of Clayton County, and again, parts of Central and South Fulton County, as that part of the storm is still holding together pretty well with that, excuse me, with that thunder and lightning and those gusty winds of about 60 plus miles an hour. I want to show you if there's any hail with this. Now, right now, I know that everything just went blank. This is our hail product. I don't see any hail coming in with this. When the National Weather Service issued their warnings, they did say that there was some areas that did have some hail with it, but we're not seeing any hail with that right now. Let me go back here. I'm getting some updates here from the Weather Service. So we don't have any additional damage reports coming in right now. So that is good. Again, the only reports that we got a little bit earlier were out of Carroll County, numerous trees down and power outages there. But right now, I am seeing signals that it looks like this area of rain and the storm coverage is weakening a little bit. These storms are not as strong. In fact, you can see here in Atlanta, we have a cluster of lightning here, sporadic lightning right here, and then another cluster of lightning here over in Carroll County. That's about to move into Heard County, but it looks like that concentration of lightning is spreading out a little bit more and not as intense as it was, and also not as numerous as it was. Let's check that lightning count one more time here, and you will see what we're talking about with the lightning count number at 103. So earlier it was around 125 to 130. Now it's 101. It was 103 just a moment ago. So I'm hoping that we see those signals over the next few minutes here that lightning count is going to go down a little bit more as those storms continue to push down toward the south and also to the east. And again, this cluster, in fact, it's down in 98. I'm going to clear this and I'm going to do another query, but on this query, I'm only going to include that little bit at Central Hatchie and south of Carrollton. That's 46. So of that entire number of 98 lightning strikes, 46 of those are coming from this, and the others are coming from this whole part right here where that lightning is not as concentrated. So we're seeing some lightning flashes still along with that, but just not as much as what we had a little bit earlier. So there you can see the system. We were on with you tonight at 6 o'clock on 11 Alive, as well as at 7 o'clock on our Olympic show there, where we were talking about these storms moving in. We did elevate it to a weather impact alert between 6:30 and 7. What we were watching as the storms moved into northwest Georgia, at first we were seeing some signs of weakening, that they might fall apart, but they did not. And that's why we triggered the weather impact alert, so that you would know here that we're watching a strong storm system coming through. It has been prompting numerous severe thunderstorm warnings with that line that's moving in. And it's funny, one of the models didn't even pick this up for tonight, whereas one of them did. So we did have a good indication that these storms were rolling in. It was just a big question, which often happens in these, what we call, this is an outflow boundary from a stronger mesoscale convective system, an MCS, up to the north of us. The timing is interesting with these, and the strength is interesting with them too, and the models often have a hard time handling those. But this is what we're watching right now as those storms continue to move on down to the south and also to the east. So we're waiting for this severe thunderstorm warning. It's supposed to expire at 8:45, but it's just a thin sliver right now. It's mainly in effect because of this part right here in Atlanta there in central Fulton County is still strong. And then we have this on the south side, pretty much along I-85 on the south side, and that is moving over to the south and also to the east. I want to take you again to our tower cams. I want to do a little tour here of our tower cams so you can see these areas that we're watching. This is our camera in downtown Atlanta. I want to take you to our Noonan tower cam. This Noonan tower cam is looking over toward the north and to the east. So you're seeing this kind of show up here. Look to the north and east. We're getting some raindrops on the lens. You can see the flags are blowing there pretty briskly. The trees are starting to sway just a little bit. So Noonan on the downtown area, you in Coweta County, you're getting some good rain coming in there with those dark clouds pushing through. Here's our Decatur tower cam. Again, that's looking from Decatur in DeKalb County. Oh, wow. That is a really cool shot there where we have looking over the city of Atlanta. Oh, wow, you've got everything here. You've got rain over the downtown and midtown area. To the west, you have the sun setting, and that's illuminating the raindrops on the lens here. And then just a moment ago, we saw some lightning flashes there. So you're seeing sunshine, rain, and even a little bit of lightning here in this tower cam. There was just a lightning flash right there. So a really cool view from our tower cam there in Decatur. Sun, rain, lightning right there. There's a strike right there that came down on the city of Atlanta. So that's a really cool view of what we have right now. And then I want to also show you our tower cam at Northside Hospital. This is also looking over toward the west where you can see the sun that is setting there, but still a little bit of rain as we are looking at those storms pushing through. I'm going to move this over. When I move this, it's going to be a little bit delayed here behind me, but I'm going to push this camera down. Well, first off, let's go to the west because I want to show you all the sun setting here to the west. You'll see this moving here in just a moment where, all right, there's a view of the sun setting as we're looking out. You'll see that in just a second. The first thing you're going to see is as we're looking over along 285 to the west, you'll see the sun that is setting there. Then you will see the camera. Again, this is going to be a little delayed from what I'm showing you. I'm going to set this on the downtown area, and you'll be able to see the rain that's pushing through the city of Atlanta right now and the lights that are going to be reflecting there on the building. You're going to be seeing all this show up here in just a moment with this. So first, I'm taking you to the west. You can see the storm, or actually the sun that's setting there to the west. There's 285 over toward Roswell Road. Traffic there right now, but really that sun coming through behind those storms that have already pushed through. Now, I'll take you over looking more down toward the south as we look toward the Atlanta area. And you can see the skyline here in just a moment. So it's just kind of locked up here on us for just a second. It will catch up in just a minute here. There we go. So I just went back to the Decatur camera for some reason. Let me take you back to north side. There we go. So it just kind of caught up with itself. Looking down in the downtown area, you see the sun as it is shining there on the city, but you can see all the lightning strikes and plenty of rain that is coming down on the city too. And again, one last one here. I want to take you to Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is in the Hampton area, looking over toward the west as those storms are going to be getting into Henry County coming up in just a little bit. And then here's our Georgia Tech camera. We'll end up with this here on the city of Atlanta. Again, dark clouds coming in. We do have some rain coming in on the city, but it's not particularly heavy out there right now. Back to radar, it's 8:39 right now. We still have that little bit of a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is going to expire at 8:45 on the I-85 corridor from central Fulton into DeKalb and also into Gwinnett County. But then this one right here, this is still in effect until 9 o'clock with heavy rain, thunder, and lightning there with that storm that continues to move through. Let me just make sure I don't have any new... Okay, the Weather Service is saying they are going to allow the one in DeKalb County and Fulton County to expire, and that little bit of Gwinnett County, that's going to expire as scheduled at 8:45. And I just want to make sure we don't have any additional damage reports coming in. Nothing new coming in here with that one. So what we're going to wait to see is if with this storm, if it holds together as it moves to the south and east. So you've got Fayette County here, Clayton County here. It'll be interesting to see if that extends over into South DeKalb, maybe into Henry County, or maybe even a little bit of Rockdale County, down into Spalding County, or possibly into Meriwether County, or even Pike and Lamar County, as this pushes down toward the south with that heavy rain, thunder and lightning. We do not have any reports of hail out of this right now. The main thing is that heavy rain, as well as the 60+ mile-an-hour winds in association with this. But we hope to see that weakening somewhat as the system continues to push down toward the south. So that warning for DeKalb and North Fulton is going to be expiring here at 8:45. Let me walk you through this again. There's that line of storms continuing to push through. We've got that one here on the south side. That warning is for Bibb, Crawford, Peach, and Taylor County. So a little bit of Upson County is included in that. And while we're here, I want to show you the lightning count with that, because earlier we had 300+ lightning strikes with that. It's now showing 206. So that lightning count has come down just a little bit. Let me take you up here. You can see, again, the motion of these storms as they were moving on through. And now, as you can see that motion coming in from the northwest to the south and east, that's the line, again, pushing, again, this storm developing in the southern parts of Coweta County. We're seeing some of this now getting in the southern parts of Fayette County. We'll watch Clayton County and also Henry County to see if that warning is going to, or a new warning is going to be expanded to potentially include those counties just a little bit more to the east. So those are the main things that we're watching out there right now. Let me check my other source of information, and making sure that I don't have anything new coming out of there. We just saw a couple of lightning flashes there on that tower cam here over Atlanta as these storms continue to roll on through the area. I'm going to just stick with you a little while longer here on our special coverage that we are doing for you on 11alive.com, 11 Alive Plus, and on all of our streaming apps as we are tracking these storms moving through. We know that many of you may be watching the Olympics on 11 Alive. We have the crawl running there on 11 Alive, so people will know what we're watching with those storms pushing through our area, and alerting you of any new warnings that are issued here with this line continuing to push on through. We are hoping that maybe after this warning expires at 9, again, we'll watch to see if that's extended any more to the east, and maybe additional warnings could be issued possibly to 9:30 or so for those areas on the west side, or the National Weather Service could start issuing significant weather advisories. Okay, did y'all just see that lightning out of that camera right there? Let me go back to that tower cam here while I'm talking to you right now. That is their tower cam at Georgia Tech, which we are seeing a lot of lightning there from that tower cam. All right, and I'll be able to put it up right here for you. And I also want to show you the airport too. Here is our tower cam over Atlanta. And you can see how the skies are dark. You just saw a couple of lightning flashes there. We most likely are going to see more of those lightning flashes coming down as these storms are really pushing through the city of Atlanta and are strong. They are stronger south of the city. So I'm going to also show you the airport. And yeah, the airport is covered up in rain right now. Let me see if we have any delays at the airport. Right now, we don't show any delays at Hartsfield-Jackson. These are the runways and taxiways that are wet. You can see the rain. You can still see, well, I often look at this to see how our visibility is. You can still see the tower right here. You see some of those lightning flashes too. I'm not seeing a lot of traffic right now on those runways and taxiways. We may see some delays coming up there in just a moment, and there's a look at some of that lightning there on the south side coming through. And yeah, more of that lightning here too. Let's see how that looks from our vantage point at Georgia Tech, looking down over the city of Atlanta. Still seeing some of that lightning there too. The heaviest part of that rain though, from this camera, is really on the south side, south of the city. We do have the rain here, but it's not as heavy here as it is on the south side. And again, seeing some of those lightning flashes that we're watching there too. Back to the radar. Here's another look. Again, 845 is here now. All right, so they did just expand that warning, all right? So two things very important to see here. The warning that was supposed to expire at 845 there in central Fulton that went up into North DeKalb and part of western Gwinnett, that was a thin sliver. It has now expired at 845. We have this one along the I-85 corridor that expires at 9 o'clock, but now this brand new one, they did expand or extend a new warning now for these areas south and east of the city. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for numerous counties here, for Clayton County, Fayette County, Henry County, and Spalding County. And this is going to be in effect until 9:30. So that's kind of what I was thinking a moment ago. What I was waiting to see is if they issue a new warning, it would probably include these counties, and it may be in effect until 9:30. So that's what we're watching here right now, as these storms now extend out of the original polygon of that first warning that included all those counties here on the north side. All right, so they just updated that warning as well, so it's a little bit thinner here too. And again, that will most likely expire at 9 o'clock as scheduled. But now these storms are pushing out of that original polygon and now moving into, in fact, I'm going to take the, let me just move this out of the way so we can kind of highlight some of these counties here. So it still includes here parts of Clayton County, a little bit of Fayette. It now includes western areas of Henry. If you go down into Spalding County, here, Spalding County is included. Parts of Pike County, southern areas of Fayette County, southern Coweta, and then also northern Meriwether County included in that latest warning that just came out, and that's going to be in effect until 9:30. Let me see what the Weather Service is saying in their warning about that storm. That is, again, Spalding County, Fayette County, northeastern Meriwether, northern Pike, western Henry, southern Coweta, and also parts of Clayton County until 9:30. Severe thunderstorms in a line extending from Conley to near Sandy Creek to near Grantville, moving southeast at 35 miles an hour. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are the main threats. Now, that's according to the Weather Service. If I look at our hail product, I'm not really seeing a lot of hail with this, but the National Weather Service is saying that it is possible. You can see some hail with that. I'm not really seeing any. Let me look at hail tracks too. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much with hail. Well, okay, let me look back at hail tracks. And it's hard to see here, but where you see that little bit of gray showing up, that's where we've had some small hail with some of those storms that moved through a little bit earlier. But if I put it into live mode for hail, it's only showing this little bit right there at Fayetteville. And that would be mainly less than a ½ inch size of hail. So maybe a little bit of hail there in the Fayetteville area. But there's that line pushing down toward the south. You know what? I'm going to put this into live mode. Let's do another look at the lightning count just out of that warning. And we got about 94 lightning strikes. I'm going to do another lightning count though and include that area of rain and lightning down south of LaGrange, and then also these including Macon and Warner Robins. And this is showing 408 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. But most of that is coming from down here as well as this south of LaGrange. This lightning is a little bit lower count, a little bit less than 100 right now with that line that is prompting the severe thunderstorm warnings now for those areas just to the south of the city. So continuing to watch this line move through. While I'm here on this, I want to look at velocity just to make sure we don't see anything that looks interesting with that right now. So far, things are looking okay. As you get closer to the radar site, things get a little bit tricky to view. So nothing right there is looking too alarming. with those storms that continue there to the south. Let's go back here to, while you're looking at radar behind me here, I'll move out of the way. I'm going to move the Atlanta Motor Speedway camera. Actually, I like where that is right now. Oh yeah, I do like where that is right now. I'm going to show this to you. The camera out of Hampton at Atlanta Motor Speedway is going to show up here in just a second. And I'll put it up right here. This is how, just look at that cloud structure right here as we're looking from Atlanta Motor Speedway pretty much to the north and west. And we have those storms that are really firing up there, and that's all about to move in to the Atlanta Motor Speedway area. And you can almost see, now it's hard to tell because this is close up, whether or not this is a feature of a shelf cloud. It's really kind of hard to tell, but that could be the beginnings there of a shelf that is moving through with that structure. Looking very impressive there as it moves in. And then some lower clouds there at the base of that, moving through that area, again, just north and west of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Really cool view there of these storms rolling through. Here is another view of, let me show you the city of Atlanta. Oh, let me take you back to Truist Park because you're going to see a cool looking sunset there. This is our view at Truist, excuse me, with those storms that have pretty much moved south of Cobb County, and you can see the sun trying to set there. Here is our Georgia Tech Tower Cam. You can see the city of Atlanta right here with those dark clouds. We are still seeing some flashes of lightning moving through there. Rome, Georgia, clearing out a little bit more, but we do have some lighter skies there in Rome. Noonan is getting some of the rain. We have raindrops on the lens, dark clouds there in the Noonan area. And let's go back here to Northside Hospital. This camera right there at Northside is looking down on the city of Atlanta. We're seeing some lightning still flashing there, but now that the sun is going down, and we're looking to the east instead of into the sun, so it looks darker, of course, as you're looking toward the east, south and east here. And you can still see the city of Atlanta, rain coming through. Ooh, that lightning that you just saw there too, looking impressive with those storms pushing through the city of Atlanta and that lightning nearby. But the strongest of the storms pretty much on the south side. Right now, still prompting that latest severe thunderstorm warning that is including numerous counties here on the south side at this hour. I think I'm going to keep holding on here for those of you in the control room, and I don't know if our digital team is looking. I'm going to go ahead and just hold on for another 7 minutes and stay on through 9 o'clock as we watch this one severe thunderstorm warning that will expire here. Then this one will hold together. And of course, we'll keep monitoring it even though we go off of our special coverage here on 11alive.com, on 11 Live Plus, and all of our streaming apps. But you can kind of see, I just wanted to give you an update as these storms are moving through. And again, not as strong now as they were a little bit earlier. But this last warning will be in effect until 9:30 with that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for those areas there on the south side. With that heavy rain, the main threat, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And again, the Weather Service is saying that we do have those winds that are really strong and even a little bit of hail, even though we're not seeing any hail there with it. I got distracted there for a second because I want to show you some of our tower cams. Now, these may be interesting because I was moving those around. Let's look at, okay, I'm going to put this back up here now. I'm going to show you some time lapses of some of the cameras that I hope I didn't move around, because if I moved it, then that kind of messes up the time lapse here. Again, there's Northside Hospital. I want to show you this tower cam looking over Truist Park, where you can see how the clouds have been moving in today. We have the sunshine around. This is a really long time lapse, including numerous hours here, but this will get us into the evening hours here coming up, where you will be able to see as we're looking toward the west, mainly over toward the west, as you start seeing the clouds darkening up a little bit more and some of that structure there with those clouds that are moving through, and even a little bit of that wind and rain right there over Truist. And then there we go with the sun setting out there tonight. So that's a cool view. Here's a look at Georgia Tech. This is our time lapse from our Georgia Tech camera, where again during the afternoon hours we saw clouds moving in with some sunshine. Then those clouds started thickening up here late afternoon and into the evening, and you'll see some rain that comes in over the city here. We are looking over toward the east and southeast, so these storms are coming from the north and west, pushing down there into that direction. But it's just a cool view, as we often show you the loops on radar, but this kind of shows you there's that lowering of the clouds and the rain that started pushing in, as well as that thunder and lightning. And then of course now it's getting dark out there. Here's the Noonan time lapse. I do believe I may have moved this camera, I can't remember, but this is looking toward the north and east right now. You can see the sun coming in and out, those clouds that are pushing through. This is for the late afternoon hours, and then of course as we get into the evening hours, the rain did move in to the Coweta County area, where they did have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect there. And you can see those clouds as they start darkening up right here, right now. And there's some of the rain. There we go. There goes that one cloud that had an interesting feature there at the beginning of that cloud. And now we still have some rain that's moving through those areas right now. Let me see if there's another one over here. Yeah, I'll skip those other ones that we have right there. So back to live for our Georgia Tech tower cam, where we have been seeing flashes of lightning from those darker clouds and those storms. And again, we're looking to the south and east on that tower cam, and really to the south is where those storms are a little more active here, and where we're seeing more of the lightning there on the south side. So we do think that when about 3 minutes, this original warning is most likely going to expire on time at 9 o'clock, but then we will hold on to that other warning there on the south side until we get to 9:30. Let's go back here to the weather. I want to make sure I'm not getting any new updates coming in from the Weather Service. Also trying to see if we have any, no other reports of damage out there right now either, as those storms push down toward the south and also to the east. And even though I'm going to sign off here coming up in about 2.5 minutes, I want you to know that I'm still going to be monitoring these storms on the south side. But based on what we're seeing right now, we're still running the crawl on air on 11 Alive during the Olympics. You're seeing that crawl running, as well as that lightning with those storms and heavy rain going in on the south, to the south of us, but we should see these storms weaken just a little bit more. I wanted to do this special coverage for you when we had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, because I know it's a little confusing when you're watching on TV and you see the scroll going across and you see multiple county names. So when we had multiple warnings, I wanted to be on here with you. But then when we get down to one warning at 9 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and just sign off. But I'm still going to be watching these storms very closely here as they push down toward the south and east and into Henry County and into McDonough. Speaking of that, let me show you the tower cam one more time at Atlanta Motor Speedway before I let you go here. And you can still see that cloud structure that we're watching with that. So again, lightning there. Earlier, we could see actually more light of day as we're looking toward the north and west, but of course it's getting darker there right now. Not only the clouds darker, but also the rain coming in. And Hartsfield-Jackson, it looks like the visibility has improved a little bit. Earlier, it was kind of hard to see the tower. I mean, we could see it, but it was a little difficult to see it. Still plenty of lightning there, but we do not have any delays right now at Hartsfield-Jackson. So let me wrap it up here now, again, to show you the latest that we're watching with these storms moving through the area, through the city now on the south side. The strongest of the storms right now are in this severe thunderstorm warning. So you see this heavier rain here just south of DeKalb County there in northern parts of Clayton County, northern Henry County. Then you see the warning that starts in southwestern Henry, southern parts of Clayton, southern parts of Fayette County, moving into Spalding County, parts of Lamar County here, actually Pike County, also into Meriwether County and Coweta County. That is going to be all the counties included in that last warning here. And there may be another one issued there to the east of that if this holds together, but as of right now, we're going to see this one warning expire in just a few moments here just south of the city, and then the only one left will be that one that does include a lot of counties there on the south side. So just know, I'm going to let you go right now. There you can see that one warning just expired. Now we're still holding on to this one. I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now from this special coverage. Stay with us. We'll have more for you throughout the evening as necessary. And then, of course, team coverage for you coming up tonight at 11 on 11 Alive News at 11 after the Olympics.